Okay, so of course I'm looking at the wrong camera angle again. I should apparently learn from the first 5 videos I've done, but apparently I have not. So, doing a live video. Hopefully it don't get cut off because my phone's been acting very weird. Still working. It hasn't even hit a year yet since I've had this phone. So, no, it's random, but the title of this has been a minute because it has been a minute since I've said anything to anyone on here, done any live videos. Um, didn't know how much I was showing in the angle. I'll just be everywhere on my camera. So, anyways, been a minute. So where have I been? Still serving the Lord. I need to be a little bit more diligent. I can recognize that and admit that. I have not. Still been doing many works in my church. Still working on doing the YouTube videos, taking my time with that. Not as frequent as I was at first with it. Which is not a bad thing because it's good to take my time and make sure I thoroughly review things and post. And also something new I've been doing. I now do a podcast for my church as well. And again, we're Watkins Road Church of Christ is where I am a member of the body, and our podcasts are on iTunes and they're on Google Play. So if you have either one of those, you can look us up. And Watkins is Watkins, RD. And it did cut off on me, yeah, because it's probably gonna blink and cut off. My phone is acting the most weird. Okay, so I did it again. So I'm trying to sit it down. Maybe if I just sit it versus trying to hold it in my hands, maybe it makes a difference. So, anyways, so this phone, I don't know. Oh goodness, it makes me so disgusted. But anyway, so like I said, I've been still doing work for my church and things like that. I needed to focus on more studying. I have drifted off a little bit with my studying. I mean, I'm not as putting much time as I used to daily into my studies, and it has made a big difference in my attitude. Because this past I'll say 3 weeks. It's been a good 3 weeks. My depression has because you all know I suffer with bipolar, so I'm more on the depressive side. I don't really have many manic, if any manic issues. I normally go hypomania once in a blue moon, but normally mine's just down the lower depressive side. So with that being said, this past 3 weeks has been very, very much a struggle. And like I said, being the fact that I've not kept my head deep into my studies like I normally do. I am ahead of things in my study, but I like still studying beyond, even going above and beyond. I like studying beyond that just to keep my spirits up and keep learning about the Lord, because the more I learn about Him, the more I learn about me. And it's been an awesome journey in that retrospect of everything to me, and realizing I do have somewhere to go after this, eventually when He comes and things like that. So that gives me a lot of hope and faith on that scale, and I've lost sight of that. And sometimes you fight that carnal battle daily, and so I've sort of lost sight of there is hope after all this, turmoil and internal battles. There is hope. So I just need to stay focused on that. So, but I think my studies started picking up in the past couple of days. They've been picking back up. So I'm coming back around the bushel. It's not bad, And other things that's going on, I mean, it's not just an internal battle, because the internal battle is just the icing on the cake, dealing with, outside forces, which is dealing with other people, having to, work with other people, which I'm very good at working with anybody. It doesn't matter if it's a friend, foe, or somebody I really don't know. I'm very good working with a lot of people. I'm very versatile in that matter, but sometimes it takes a toll on you dealing with people. And so that hit me. Then I had discouragement going on around me. Then I had outside for unforeseen circumstances, as far as technical things bringing down on me. So it was like, oh my good grief, can I just catch a small break where, the saying used to be from my grandma and my mom, people in hell want ice water, but it's not going to happen. So I could have it worse. So I really just need to be humble and chill out and even with the outside forces and circumstances, dealing with people, dealing with technical issues, dealing with, like I said, the emotional and things like that. I just have to put that kind of stuff aside. So, and not like my pride and my will be dominant in those matters. It needs to be God's will. And that's where, sometimes you do lose sight. Like I said, your carnal takes over, you lose sight of those things, and you have to grab yourself back. So, trying to grab myself back is what I'm in the process of doing. I know this video is like a bunch of ramble. Outside of that, also, what is kind of threw me a curveball last night was my neighbor. They found his body next door, and I was pretty close to that dude. I only know him since I moved in an apartment in August of last year, 2016. But I know him well enough, you know what I mean? And he used to look out for me, so him not being there is gonna be hard for me to sleep at night. Cause I know last night was hard for me to sleep. I'm just like, oh my good grief, because I'm used to hearing my neighbor there, used to knowing that he's there, and that gives me that safe feeling. But the safe feeling shouldn't have come from that codependent feel. It should come from knowing codependent. I'm dependent on God. And that's where my comfort should be coming. So that's another thing I have to recognize, that other codependency thing where I want somebody to be near. And this man was no way in no relation to me or not like that. He was just my neighbor. But even when he used to go to the hospital, those nights I knew that he was in the hospital, I would not sleep too long or not sleep well enough. But last night, like I said, after they removed his body, I just felt some type of way, and it's just had me in a whole mood. I'm not comfortable with the thought of death. I need to really face it head on and deal with it. But who can really get comfortable with death? Tell me who, because I know everybody has to go, but at the same time, who's comfortable with it? But anywho, so I've been meaning to come back and do some of these kind of videos. I just really have, like I said, I've lost sight. This past 3 weeks has been insane for me, and definitely when I said that mental piece was icing on the cake, it really is. Because it's taking me on a whole another thing, and it's like I have to remind myself, I'm going to make failures. I'm not perfect. I am perfectible, but I just have to be able to let God in and let Him perfect me. I can't stop His work because of me and my feelings and what I feel. You know what I mean? I learn how to put that stuff aside. Like I said, I know this is a big random rambling video. It's not important. Just want to share and let you know I didn't forget about y'all. I'm just trying to stay encouraged. I hope y'all staying encouraged too. I just know I haven't been around, and then outside of that, I just coupon for once this month. I'm looking forward to hopefully maybe starting water aerobics this month. Is what my hopes is. This first 2 weeks I'll be volunteering at church my time, and then after these 2 weeks, then mid-June I should be able to start my water aerobics and dip my hands in that and see how that works out for me. So I really need to get on the exercise program. I went bowling and my body is still sore like 3-4 days after. That's bad, right? But I had a really great time with my sisters though, so it was a really awesome time, really beneficial bonding time and stuff like that. I think that's about it as far as updating. Like I said, it's really nothing major new going on, just me on me, simply me. But anywho, so I'll be back again, everyone. I know I just want to dip my head in and say, hey, didn't forget about doing my videos and didn't forget about y'all. And sorry for the technical difficulties. My phone has really been out of this world. I don't know what the deal is. But hopefully this week I'll get it fixed. But until next time, ciao.